Let's take a really in-depth look at these Chameleon powders and Ethereal powders from the Tiny Turner. As you can see, we're going to have a look at them with a black background, a clear background and a white background, so you can see how they work. And we've got frogs, we've got teddies, and we've got owls, and they look nice and shiny. So I'm going to go across the top row with the Chameleon powders and across another row with the ethereal pigments. And on this one, I'll go through the colours carefully so you can see which colour is which and what they look like once dusted onto a mould. And then the others I'll just quickly whiz through because I'm going to be doing the same with each of them. Let's start with Arcane. Somebody told me off for opening these above my mould and them going everywhere recently. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It's just because I'm trying to be in camera shot. So you get a tiny amount in a pot. Having said that, I have used this one quite a lot already. It's one of my favourites because it's purple. It's called Arcane. And you do get just quite a small amount in the pot, but by golly, it goes a long way. What I'm doing, because you only need such a tiny amount, is I'm using the bit that's in the lid. And what you do is you really burnish it onto the mould. Now you can use the sponge makeup applicators. No problem with that at all. I just find when it's got a lot of little fine detail like these have, that it makes sense to use a brush because the brush gets into the detail. Personally, I prefer a brush. I think it goes everywhere a bit more with a brush, but I just prefer using a brush. Use whatever you find suits you. These were just very cheap makeup brushes from, I think these were Temu. I'm going to leave them in the order I did them in across the top here, because then I'll go on to do the others in the same order. Shall we have Nether next? Another lovely purpley one. It's just slightly lighter. I think it's a little bit bluer. You can see I am using the tiniest little amount. I've had most of these for quite a long time now, and I bought them in sets. It's cheaper to buy them in sets, and they just go such a long way. I mean, these ones you'll probably recognise as the ones I used on some quite large dragon moulds recently, and there's still loads left. Of course, I'll put your links for everything in the video description below. The mould, yeah, I think it was Temu. And I'm not an affiliate or anything for anything that I'm showing you here in this bit because it just isn't available on the powders. I just don't think there's enough room for margins to offer that sort of thing. So I'm afraid there won't be any discount codes on it for you. So I did just buy most of these myself. That's nice. The resin that I'll use afterwards, yes, I have got a discount code for you on the resin. So I'll be using Apex, which I am an ambassador. So yeah, we've got a discount code for that. Right, what we got now? Nature. I think we're going into the greens now. I can't remember who it was, but feel free to give yourself a shout out in the comments, please. Somebody said you can get a makeup brush cleaner. So I've ordered one. Should arrive today. I'm going to give it a go. I'll let you know how it goes for the brushes that we've used this sort of thing for, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be any good for this, as if it's good for like eyeshadow. So I'll let you know. But in between these, putting these on, what I'm doing, this is a fairly new pot, I think. I haven't used this one much. That's about how much you get, just slightly more than that actually. So I probably used it once or twice. Yeah, where was I? Stop distracting yourself. In between colours, I'm actually just using my favourite powder removing brush cleaner, which is my jeans. I've got some really old jeans on, and I just whiz the brush on my jeans, give it a quick rub, and it gets the powder off. But I will be interested to see what this little brush cleaner looks like. It's just a cheap thing. It was about 15 quid from Amazon. But it washes them properly, so I thought, yeah, that's got to be worth a try. Poison next. So we're going to the oranges and reds sort of colours. You know what I mean about how far this goes? Just from the tiny dusting that lands in the lid of these pots, I'm managing to do most of one of these little owls. Are the colours gorgeous? The reason I'm having a closer look at these is after I did the dragons, I promised I would do this, and two people have been badgering me to do it because I think these are kind of taking the world by storm, and they're attracting a huge amount of attention, and I think people are just wanting to see what these do. in a bit more detail rather than just as part of a project. So I thought it was about time we did a proper review of these. And I saw these moulds and just because I just wanted them, as you do. And finally, this is one of my favourites. Inferno. If you ever want a fiery orange that colour flips through green and all sorts, this is the one. I've got a lot of Chameleon powders and people say, oh, what's the difference? I don't really want to do a video comparing them. Yeah, the Let's Resin ones, Nic Pro ones, and these all versus each other. Because they're different. They have different properties. Wouldn't be a fair comparison. The Let's Resin and Nic Pro ones come in bigger pots. They're slightly less intense. So they're great if you're doing bigger areas. These are incredibly intense and are great for smaller areas. The colour range is different. It just wouldn't be a fair comparison. Right, let's see what we've got with these. Which one's the most purpley? I'm quite like going in order. There's a purpley pinky one. Let's do that first. This is called Galaxy. Actually, let's give them a little bit of a shake, then there'll be a bit on the inside of the lid. And as you'll see by the inside of these pots, I have used quite a lot of these. So these are ethereal powders. What you can see from the Chameleon powders is that they're very opaque. Chances are it isn't going to make much difference what colour I put on the back of those, whether it's black, clear or white. But with these there will be a big difference because they are translucent. These sort of things that all look white in the pot, but when you tip it to the side you can see what the pot's doing. You've got that pink shift. Okay, where should we go next? Let's do Nebula. Probably what you're seeing on the mould is a lovely shine and a lovely colour. You are seeing the red through it, which will be distorting it. I wish they did these moulds in clear, but they don't. However, when we get these out, you'll be able to see the difference. And these are going to be, let's say, where we see the big change depending on what's on the back. Have Eclipse next. That's very gold. To be fair, what you are seeing is the effect of this when it's got a red background. So if you fancy putting a coloured background behind these, that's what you get. This one, I'll tell you what this one's called in a minute. I didn't check before I took the lid off, did I? This one is, oh, that's Starlight again. Have I got two Starlights on the go? I have. Hence the odd number. There we go. I've got two Starlights on the go. So wait, let's have a look at Supernova next. I'll put one of those Starlights out of the way so I don't make that mistake again. Like I said, don't forget these do come in sets, which works out at terrific value. I've bought the occasional odd one because I use more of one colour than another. Inferno's the one. I'm talking to Wendy at Toonpish Crafts here. If I'm missing any here, you let me know. But I went all through the website and I think I've got them all. But let me know, please. Anyone who doesn't know, Wendy is now the official stockist for the Tiny Turner products. She's got most of their range in stock already and will soon have all of them, I think. There we go. So that one is called Aurora. Okay, now, so you've seen what the colours look like when put straight into the mould. I'm going to move on and do exactly the same with all the other ones, and then we'll pour the resin on the back. So I'll speed this whole section for you.
Mixing colours, pouring resin, time-lapse filming, I'm a crafting sensation, dripping and dropping, watch it all unfold. I'm an expert resin crafter, so the story's told. Every brush stroke, every swirl and twist, creating art like a magical artist. With every layer I'm building my masterpiece, crafting dreams with resin, it's a visual feast. The resin flows like a river of dreams, I'm in control, a maestro.
The resin I'm using is Apex High Gloss. I find it nice and easy to mix because it's just a one-to-one. The big bottles come with pumps as well, so I can go 5 squirts of this, 5 squirts of that, back and forth. So it's already half mixed before I get started. Let's get these separated out into separate little pots. I have a black one and a white one, and then of course what's left in the pot will be clear. If I missed any of these, by the way, in the process. I do apologise. I was starting to go a bit square-eyed doing so many all at once. So yeah, I apologise. Oops, if I missed any. I'm feeling like I might have. So again, I'm going to fast forward this because I don't think you want to see me necessarily pouring resin. I'm just going to put white pigment in one part, black in another, and I'm just going to carry on pouring this. And yeah, I'll be back with you for the demold. Okay, so I'm working my way through and I've already lost track of which ones are which. However, what I am doing is putting the black on the left. I'm not going to worry too much about which colour's which. Black on the left, clear in the middle, and white on the right. So let's do all the rest of the whites. Now, as you can see, the Chameleon powders are nice on a white background. Let's do the Chameleon ones first. Very nice indeed. With the ethereals is a whole different matter, because you see the white through. Do you see the difference? So there's the chameleons, there's the ethereals. Gorgeous, aren't they? So it depends what effect you're trying to get, really. I mean, this gives quite a nice sort of, it's almost like a mermaidy effect. This does mean that if you put, as you saw when it went onto the mould, if you put red behind it or whatever other colour, you're going to get a different effect. So chameleon on white, ethereal on white. Right, here's the clears. So that's an ethereal and these are both chameleon. So let's get the rest of the chameleon out. And it's very strong. You could actually, I think, get it more solid than this if you went in with a little bit more powder. Remember, this is just a clear background. Okay, so here's the ethereals with the clear again. Very nice. I do quite like the effect of the ethereals on clear. They look like little gemstones, don't they? So again, you can see those differences in colours there. All beautiful, but in different ways. And let's have the frogs. So again, this is the black background. These are the chameleon. And now look at that. Look how strong that is. So despite the fact that the black is, the chameleon ones are so opaque and you can get it to the point where you really can't see that much difference between, irrespective of what colour you've got behind it. Given the choice, black is most definitely still the way to go. Look at that lot. They just don't look real. And ethereals with black on the back. Now look at the difference there. I think that one, and that one are a great example of that colour difference. Let's put them in chunks together and see what these differences are, because I'm pretty sure now I can see which is which. So as you can see, the ones that are chameleon powders, there's that one, that one, that one, there, there, oh, and there. Is that all of them? Oh, and there. There's not a huge amount of difference whether you put black, white or clear on the back. There is a difference, but it's not dramatic. Black is still the way to go, I think, for the most intense effect. But really, it depends what you're trying to do and what resin you've got. I would still go with black if you really want a good intense effect with those. Although clear's quite nice. White isn't quite as vivid. But anyway, let's have a look at the ethereals. And this is where you can really tell that they are transparent or translucent. Maybe translucent is the word. There you go. Can you see how they are completely different effects? They still colour flip, they're still stunning, but it's different effects. So it does depend on what you're trying to achieve as to which route you would go. So there we are. Aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely breathtaking colours. They are absolutely stunning, and you can see why I'm so blown away by these, hopefully. Fantastic. Anyway, yes, there's my review of these colours. I will be following this up with a video on some newer colours that they've recently brought out, and also there will be a video on the flake versions of these. There's a whole different colour range in the flakes as well. So I'll be doing a video on that. In the meantime, look out for my video on Wednesday, which will show these being used in a project with the gorgeous wolf silicone inlays that Toonpish Crafts have just brought out. And you may have seen Wendy's video showcasing these on her channel from Tuesday. So I will put you a link to that as well at the end of this video so that you can have a look through them all and make your own mind up on these. There you go. I hope that was a helpful review of these colours, and I'll see you for the next video.